So I have duck on top, quail on the bottom, and I did it that way because on my transition sheet, the new is on top and the current, which is quail, is on the bottom. So that's how I'll remember and keep track if Jericho doesn't eat it all before I'm done. Hey friends, it's Jess and Jericho. I have a few chores that I have to complete for Jericho. So take you through the process, you can see what I do on a day-to-day basis. First, I'm gonna order more of Jericho's food. Currently, he's eating half ground quail, half ground mice, and I want to introduce a new protein. So one of his meals is gonna stay mice, one of his meals is gonna stay quail, and then the third meal is gonna be the transition meal. But I need to stock up on some more quail because I'm using the last pound that I have for the transition. So I get all of the ground food from Hair Today. This video is not sponsored, but there are affiliate links in the description below. I'm sure you get sick of hearing me say that, but I have to say it. All right, so here's Hair Today. So let's do ground quail. Let's search for ground quail. Okay, so here's the whole carcass. That's what I was feeding. And this is the entire bird, including the feathers. So the most I can buy is 1 pound. Okay, or I mean like the largest chub is 1 pound. So I think I'm gonna do 7. Let's do 7 pounds of that. Typically I like to buy like 2 months worth of food, give or take. So, and the minimum is 10 pounds for the order. So, you know, I also have to fulfill that. The smallest box is 12 pounds and I have 7. Okay, so let's look at ground duck. And I wanna do ground duck bones, organs, but they have larger. I wonder if I should go with the larger ones because those are technically cheaper. Oh, okay, well, there's 0 of the fine ground, so that makes that makes my decision for me. There's no 2 pounds, there's no 3 pounds, there's no 5 pounds. Oh man. Okay, so what other ground duck do they have? Boneless, ground duck organs. Well, I have 3 pounds of ground duck currently. Let's see if what to do. Okay. So for the transition, it's going to be 20 days. So I have that 20 days and then I have 3 more pounds of the ground duck. So maybe what I can do is next month introduce a 4th protein. So maybe I'll do mice and quail and then duck with the remaining duck that I have and then maybe ground turkey. Let's see. Because I personally think it's easier just to buy everything ground together. Oh no, there's 0 turkey too. Let's see. 0, 0, and 0. Okay, so let's see if there's ground chicken. I might just have to buy only quail. Ground chicken bones, organs. Let me see. Okay, so there is some chicken. Actually, yeah, that works because eventually I want to introduce whole prey baby chicks. So this is a blessing in disguise, the 0. And I remember I had the coarse ground in the past and it had some chunks of bone in it. And that's technically cheaper, right? So if we do, let's get a calculator here. So $4.49 for 1 pound. Divided by 16, so it's like 28 cents an ounce versus $13.47. 3 times 16, 13.40. Oh shoot, I don't remember what that said. 3 times 16, so that's 48. 13.47 divided by 48. Oh, it's about the same. Okay, so maybe I'll just make it easy and do 1 pound because that's just easier to thaw and portion out. The larger ones that are 2, 3, and 5 pounds, they're like massive chubs of it. So let's just do 1 pound chub. And I had how many? I had 7, so 4. 7 plus 4, 11 pounds of a 12 pound box. Okay, so let's put chicken to 5 pounds. Okay, so we have 12 pounds and I already have enough Alnitrin, so I don't need to buy more of that. So I always pay for the extra. Oh, they have UPS now and UPS is cheaper. They used to only have FedEx. Now they have UPS. So UPS 2-day is $23.89 and FedEx 2-day is $25.44. Nice. So I'll do UPS. UPS 2nd-day air. Even though FedEx ground home delivery says estimated 2 days, I still like to pay the extra for the guaranteed. Well, nothing's guaranteed, but you know what I mean. It's 2 days. Okay, so, oh, and they added shipping protection. I've never had an issue with Hair Today's food coming damaged. Sometimes it's slightly thawed, a little mushy, but it's always still cold. So as long as it's not warm or room temperature, you know, bacteria is less likely to grow. But I still like to do the 2 days. I'd rather pay, it's $10 more. I'd rather pay the extra $10 for the peace of mind, you know what I mean? So I'll pay the 98 cents for the protection. Continue. And because I have an account with Hair Today, they have a really excellent rewards program. So on every order, you earn points that you can then use for a discount off of your next order. And you also get discount points through your referral link. So in the description, you'll see a referral link for Hair Today. If you end up clicking through and then purchasing from them, I get discount points on that order. And if you create an account, you get discount points. So I have 1,292 reward points collected from the past maybe 2 months. So let's apply that to the order. So that's $24 off. So I'm basically getting free shipping. That's always very helpful. So I got the confirmation email. Jericho, your new raw food is ordered. Next, we're gonna work on the transition log. So this is a spreadsheet that I created, and this is a little teaser for my new website design. It's going to really simplify the whole how to feed your cat better. So I'm gonna make a new video once my website is all updated and I have the process in tune. So stay tuned for that. For now, this food transition log, what I do is enter the weight of the meal in this box here. Jericho eats 4 ounces of food daily, and I'm just doing 1 meal. So that would be roughly 1.3. So I'm gonna add 1.3 there, and then the rest of the table auto-fills, and it tells me how much of each food to portion out for each day. So this is a 20-day transition, and day 1, we do 5% of the new food, 95% of the current food, and then you add or subtract 5% each day from there. So basically week 1 is working your way towards a 25-75 split, then you have a 50-50 split, and then 75-25, and then 100 of the new and then 0 of the old. And I also put down here amount of each food that I'll need. So of the new food, duck, I'll need 13.65 ounces. And of the current food, the quail, I'll need 12.935 ounces. So that's really helpful. So I only need 1 pound of each, and then I'll have a little bit of extra. So then I'll put those in their own containers for after the transition. And then he'll have 100% duck for 1 meal, and then the mice and quail for the other meals. So I'm gonna print this. Oh wait, I have to turn my printer on first. What you doing, Jericho? Are you sleeping? You sleeping, Jericho? He's pooped. He always sleeps in the morning. So here's my printer. Oh, and I wanted to show you, look at the paper. It says premium. If you are a regular here, you know about my premium cat food commercial. Okay, let's print. Let's do portrait, because then I'll have some space down here to write out some organization for oh man, my camera. He's always like. So I like to have this empty space down here because I'm gonna write out which tray is which week. Oh, so the cat food commercial, you know, the word premium doesn't mean anything. So I made a cat food commercial that's like satire. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. I couldn't stop laughing when I filmed it. Especially the end. I laughed so hard at the end. This printer takes forever. Sometimes it tells me there's no paper, or it's not connected, or it's turned off, and then it prints anyway. So here is the transition schedule that we've printed. So we have new and current food. When I portion out his food, I will use this so that I can stay organized, make sure he eats the right amount of each. Don't want to switch the food too quickly and cause GI problems. And I put the chubs in the refrigerator to thaw yesterday. So today it'll be ready to portion. So I'll see you when we portion the meals. Is this transition sheet that I just printed. Of course, Jericho hopped up on my area and got it all wet. So what I'm gonna do with these ice cube trays is, since they have different colors on them, I'm gonna write down here, week 1 equals pink. That way I can keep track and, feed the right ones. So week 1 equals pink. Week 2 is, what would you call this? This one's green. Teal. And then week 3 will be blue equals blue. And then week 4 is green. And that'll cover for the transition, but I'm gonna have some extra left over. So this last one down here, white, is gonna be quail. Actually, let's do duck. Duck only. And then the jars, I will do quail. Okay, excuse me, Jericho. Of course, he has to be up on the counter. So I thawed them in separate containers. That way I could remember which one was which. So this one is quail, and it's pretty watery. As you can see, it's kind of loose. So I'm only gonna add 1/4 cup of water, because otherwise it gets kind of soupy and then it's hard to portion out because it's basically all water weight. So I'm gonna add the supplements here. Jericho. So I don't know why I put that in the bag. No. Come on. So I'm gonna mix this together first, and then I will mix the duck. Jericho. See, it's pretty loose and watery. Whoops. So I found that chicken is pretty much the same, but with turkey, it's a little bit thicker, so I add a little bit more water. So whenever you test out different meats, you'll have to adjust the water based on the meat consistency, because you don't want it to be too watery and then you can barely portion it out. Watch out, Jericho. Come on. So I'm gonna return this to the refrigerator while I do duck. This is the duck, and it looks exactly the same. So again, I'm just gonna do 1/4 cup of water. Ooh, Jericho, you remember duck? You've had it before. You stole a piece. Jericho, no, come on. So I just mix the supplements with the water. Jericho. He's like, ooh, this is new. I haven't had this in a while. Yeah, I mean, duck looks pretty much the same as quail. This one's a little bit thicker, a little bit. He's like, don't mind me. And I think what I'm gonna do to save counter space is put them in the same container. Come on, Jericho. Come on, move. Okay. So we have our quail on the bottom, and then I'll put duck on top. So I have duck on top, quail on the bottom, and I did it that way because on my transition sheet, the new is on top and the current, which is quail, is on the bottom. So that's how I'll remember and keep track if Jericho doesn't eat it all before I'm done. So I'm gonna put my transitions. Jericho, you ruin everything. Put my transition sheet right behind the plate. So let's do the current, which is quail. We'll do one. It's a little too much. 1.1 point. Oh. I try to get as close as possible without going over, and I'm gonna do them in the same plate. So this one, so together they will make 1.3. That was a little too much. So see, on this side we have the quail and this side we have the duck. So I understand that I'm going raw to raw, so the transition is easy. But a lot of people say, oh, my cat hates wet food. Well, you're probably just introducing it too quickly. Your cat's not used to the texture yet. See what I mean? This is very, very tiny compared to that. Jericho, stop. He just ate dinner too. Look at my fingers. They're like... The camera turned off. Don't know why. Come on, stop. You're driving me nuts. Driving me nuts, Jericho. All right, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So day 12, we have the current food around ½ an ounce, and then the rest of it is new food. Jericho's rubbing on my legs all cute. I forgot to mention that I cover this while I'm portioning out so that the oxygen, you know, it's cut off a little bit just to protect the fat. The fats, so that's day 14.
Oh my gosh, Jericho. Some salad. Oh, come on, move.
Okay, so now I'm on day 18. And the current food has a measly 0.14, and the new food is the rest. Oh, I also forgot to mention before, I didn't buy fish oil from here today because those bottles are very big. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description for the fish oil that I'm going to buy. Fish oil is very fragile, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get capsules instead of oil, just so that the capsules kind of protect the oil a little more. And that's easier to serve than a huge bottle of oil because you have to use it within a certain amount of time. Because it turns rancid very quickly. Okay, now I'm on the last day. 19, or actually I guess that was the last day. And even though the Jericho is all gung-ho about this meat, I'm still transitioning to it very slowly, just to avoid any upset in the digestive system, because the cat might like it, but the digestive system is like, what the heck is this? We haven't processed this before. Although technically Jericho has had duck, but it's been about a year. Okay, and then we have our last week. So I forgot that each of the containers is 7. So when I wrote on here week, this, that, I forgot that they're each 7. So for 20 days, I only need 3 of them. Since I wrote down white tray for the duck, I'm gonna use the green tray for quail. And this will be one of his other meals because he's eating mice and quail for his other meals. So I'll just save this for those meals. And when I'm filming this, it's Friday, so I ordered from here today on Friday. They ship on Mondays and Tuesdays. So since I ordered today Friday, it will ship on Monday, and then I'll get the other food on Wednesday. So since I have a little bit left of the quail, it isn't exactly 1 serving. I'm just gonna put some duck to complete it out. And the rest of the duck will go into this one. Well, I guess it doesn't really make sense to use a whole new tray when I could just put, let's see, there's probably enough for 2 servings here because I might as well just use the same tray. Because at this point, he'll already be transitioned, so it's all right if he eats. So now I'm gonna scrape this and try to get as much as I can. So this isn't quite 1 serving, so I'm gonna write down on my transition sheet that it's less. So now I have all of my meal prep there for the transition. These first 3 trays are the 20-day transition, and the last tray is the remaining of the duck and quail. And then I have 1 more pound of mouse and about 20 or 25 days worth of my whole prey mice and quail. So that'll work out really well. Once I start to run out of this ground mouse, I'm gonna buy adult whole prey mice so that I don't have to feed ground mouse anymore, because that's the most expensive one. And then I still have 3 more pounds of duck, which is good because they were sold out. And I didn't end up using any of these or this, so I'll have that for the next time I have to portion food.